Welcome to the Great White North, Canada, home of the free. Right next to the Rusted Route Bar and Grill on Route 3. We're here at the family home of Clint Lauren. Clint's a longtime motorcycle collector. Doc, get off the road. You're about to get run over. So, guys, come on inside. You're not going to believe what Clint has amassed here. He's got a massive collection of Harley-Davidson memorabilia. He's been collecting for over 50 years. His inventory is off the hook, and he's donating quite a bit of it to the museum, and we're purchasing 6 Harley-Davidsons from him, and we're going to be displaying his XR 1200 Cafe Racer at the museum. So we are ready to rumble. Doc and I, if you watched the video last night, you know Doc's a heavy snorer. Did you sleep okay, Doc?
Oh, beautiful.
Good, because I didn't sleep at all, you frick. I was up all night. But we got up this morning, went to the gym. I went to the gym and had a massive breakfast, and I'm hopped up on a mixture of caffeine and Monster Energy. So hopefully, and gonna smoke a cigar, get some nicotine going, and that'll keep us going for the day. But it is freaking cold up here. We're up by Watertown, New York. It's the land of 1,000 islands. You got to check out the tourism site, Land of 1,000 Islands. There's a really cool like 10-minute video that they did of Clint. He's kind of like a legend in the area with the Harley owners group here. He's been around forever with the Harley group, and they did a really cool video that kind of shows you what an awesome place this is to ride motorcycles. You really got to check that video out. And there's one road that has, well, stay tuned. I'll let him tell you himself. Hey guys.
Yeah.
What's happening, Clint?
Not a lot. How about yourself?
Good, good. I just did a little intro here, told them who you are and where we are, and I was telling them about that road, the road trip. The road, is it 10 miles with 113 turns?
11 miles, 113 curves. Right?
Yeah, that's quite an awesome place. And so, Clint, what channel can they watch that video of you on? That's on the internet, right?
It's on the internet. It's the Thousand Island Tourism.
That's what I thought, yeah. And Clint had told me a story about this bike right here. This is his XR 1200. He purchased this brand new, and then traded it in on a Street Glide, right?
Dyna.
On a Dyna, yeah. Which is one of my favorites. This is a bike that I've frankly been lusting after for a long time, so I'm really excited to have this come to the museum so I can see it every day. Clint bought this brand new, traded it in on a Dyna, and then you bought it back a second time, right?
Right, a year later.
And you'd ridden this cross country with the Harley owners group, right?
Yep. We went to Sturgis, Yellowstone, Tetons, Jackson Hole, and then back home.
So you've put some serious miles on it, and it is in beautiful condition. These piles here are all Harley-Davidson parts and memorabilia. There's quite a few Armakis out in the barn, probably 7 or 8 full Armakis that have been parted out in various states of condition, and we are going to try to rebuild them when we get them back to the museum. And there's tons of memorabilia. These are all Harley-Davidson. Once we get them laid out later, I'll show you. There's all kinds of Harley-Davidson toys in here, Harley-Davidson parts, Harley-Davidson turn signals, tons of memorabilia, helmets, and a lot of these right here. These are Harley-Davidson factory posters that Clint, tell us the process that you did on these. These are all going to the museum. They will be hung up at the New England Motorcycle Museum. But look at this. This is like it's a poster, but what did they do here?
It's called plaquing, and I took the posters and I sent them to Canada, and they mounted them on a hardboard, so it saves the poster. And this thing, you know, Andy Gross is on here, and how long has it been since he's ridden? Yeah,
the guys from Maroney Harley-Davidson are going to kick out of this. I'm pretty sure that one of the Maroney Harley-Davidsons was in this race. George, their lead mechanic there, had built some serious factory level XR 750s and 883 race bikes. He was on one of our last interviews we did. He's from up here in New York. We're how far away from the Canadian border up here?
If you go by road, it's 30 miles. If you throw a stone, you can hit it.
It's basically right over the lake, right? And on the other side?
I'm 4 miles from the lake.
So the video showed that George started and had some awesome looking aerial views from a drone. So check out the view. Again, it's on the Thousand Island Tourism site. And is it right on the front page, that video, or where do they find it?
No, you'll have to do a little bit of flipping through the pages, but
it'll be worth it. I was telling Christy about it. This is definitely something that you want to check out, and we're going to come up here because you're not far from Niagara Falls either, right?
we're about 3 hours.
3 hours?
Yeah.
But yeah, when we were at the International Motorcycle Show where we met you this year, they had a booth of tourism about motorcycle rides around the lake, and it's just
a little different than what we did. They went around Ontario. We just did the New York side.
it's a long ride all the way around. It's what is
about
it?
3 hours.
Yeah, to go around the entire lake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in any event, Clint is rebuilding this iron head right here. I think that's one of the reasons we are here. Is Clint saw a bunch of the iron heads that I had restored. Isn't that correct, Clint?
Yes, it is.
So I'm an iron head nut, and what I'm showing you right here is, in my opinion, the nicest profile of a Harley-Davidson motor ever. The iron head, it just has really awesome look to it. And this is his son-in-law here. Introduce yourself.
Rick.
Rick, I told you I'd forget your name under pressure. Rick has an iron head also out in the barn. We're going to show you that the engine on his is awesome looking. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Oh, it's just my father-in-law. It was going to be one of his projects, and he was kind enough to pass it down to me. So
You're looking for some parts for that now, right? You need
I need a swing arm.
I think I might have you covered on that. I'll check it out when I get back to the shop. We got a big
I
inventory.
appreciate that.
But yeah, the engine on his is all aluminum and steel. It's an unpainted motor, which has a really cool look. Also, we'll do a couple of pictures of that later. But Clint's rebuilding this as a rider, and there's just tons of stuff that's going back to the museum here. Pictures, posters. His motorcycles are underneath here. He's got a Hot Rod Buell Blast that's all pimped out. He's got a Harley Slim, which is a Fat Boy Slim. Just an amazing collection of bikes. And these are the bikes that are coming home with us today. We're getting this West Coast Chopper. We have, as you know, we already have one of these in the museum if you've seen our videos. And I have 3 of the Orange County Choppers that are brand new. Actually, my kids each own one of them. And we've got this cool looking Harley bike right here. A bunch of Harley toys and memorabilia. And this is awesome. Tell us about this one, Clint.
Well, that's a 66 250 Sprint. It was a parts bike I had in the barn, and it was a project for the hot group.
So the Harley Owners Group, how long did it take to rebuild this? Usually these take quite a bit of time.
We're on our 2nd year with it now.
It's looking really
The
good.
hard part is just finding the little miscellaneous parts, but we found them. It's mostly complete. Needs finishing up.
It's beautiful. I can't wait to finish that for you. So in here we've got another. Tell us about this one here. This is a 2-stroke Armaki.
66 125.
66 125 2-stroke.
No battery, and that's the way it came from the factory.
So we're probably going to do. This is part 1 of the video here because there's just way too much to show you in one setting here, and a lot of the really cool stuff is buried and boxed. So as we unpack it, we'll do a part 2 of this series here. And this is another AMF. Check this one out. What's the scoop on this one?
That, I believe, is a 73 or 4. It's a 90 street bike, completely stock. We were looking for a Honda 100 when this was sitting next to it, and the guy sold it to me, brought it home, put a slide in it, fired up on the 3rd kick.
Good choice. Awesome little bike. And that one right there, that's a 175, right?
175 SS street model.
Very cool. Very cool. And this is your grandson's. He's not going to part with this for all the tea in China. He said this is a Baja 100. This is a really cool piece. I really like these old 100s. And this one here, is this a 90, this one? Or
That's a 65cc.
65. Looks like it's original paint and everything.
The fenders have been repainted, but everything else is original.
Very cool piece. And there's just, like I said, there's tons of memorabilia and parts and Armaki engines and frames and posters. And there's one right there. There's a 65.
One hand on a Harley motor.
Yep. And you've got a 65 step through, right?
Step through, yes.
That's coming to the museum. And lots of cool stuff. Check out this life-size poster right here. That's like 5 foot tall right there. That's right out of Budweiser advertisement. And he's got some cool storage cases here that we're going to hopefully be able to load up today. Might end up being a 2-trip thing and a bunch of little models. I don't know how much of this is going, but is that table going with us too?
Oh, no.
No, that's staying.
My grandson made that for me for Christmas.
That's just awesome. It's a Harley-Davidson 250 MX with turned into a table, a glass table, just beautiful.
With parts he stole from me.
There's a Schwinn Stingray and a Harley-Davidson Bicycle Roadmaster. And it goes on and on. There's just stuff everywhere. A bunch of Armaki engines over here on the floor. 250s, 125s, 350s, another 250, another 350. Just there's probably 8 or 9 engines here, and I believe the frames are all out in the barn.
Yes, I just didn't want the motors out in the...
Yeah, he didn't want them out in the cold, so he pulled them in. What do you think, Doc? You got our work cut out for us, huh?
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do.
So I guess with that, we're going to pause this and start boxing up some of the memorabilia. We're going to pack the van with the memorabilia, and then we're going to start loading up some bikes. So stay tuned. Part 1 of Clint's New York Hog Collection. In this box right here, check this out, is loaded with olive Armaki graphics, original factory graphics. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 9 different Armaki graphics and a ton of gaskets. And we got an XLCR Cafe Racer framed picture going in here, so definitely a cool piece. You know I love these iron heads, and especially the XLCR. I've got on our logo this bike right here. That's what part of our logo, the XLCR. So Clint and I are cut from the same cloth. We're making some progress here. This is the 1903 to 2003 commemorative set, and Clint and his wife had Nancy, right?
Yes.
Nancy framed all these beautifully. Just did a beautiful job. We got the 1928 we got the 1903 single. You got the 1928 JDH with a description of the bike. You got the 78 FLH. That's one of the last years of the. Actually, 83 was last year of the shovel. But that's a really cool piece. And you got the 2003 V-Rod. What was the first year of the V-Rod? That was 01, right?
I'm not sure.
Yep, that's a cool piece. My office manager, her husband has one of those. Nice bike. And what's this?
That's the 100th anniversary.
Wow. 100th anniversary.
Admission kit, I guess.
Admission kit to the 100th anniversary. Wow. You got to put that next to a 100th anniversary bike. That's a cool piece. And that's the actual container it came in. And there's the flat track. Clint was just telling me, shut the camera off for a second, how his wife had framed all of these. I said they're beautifully done, and I don't know where she got the frames to fit perfectly like that, because that's no easy task. Who figured out how to send the posters out and get them framed like this? Did she figure that out too?
The plaquing?
Yeah, the plaquing.
Actually, it was a young lady that I had in my BRC course, and she told me about it.
Just beautiful. Wait till you see the ones he's got done inside. Check this out. For the Mini Bike Mania, Clint's sending this little Indian 6 volt or 12 volt?
6 volt.
6 volt motorcycle, which is going to be perfect. So if anybody's got an 18-month-old kid you want to put on a motorcycle at Mini Bike Mania, bring them, because we've got 2 of these. One's a Harley and one's an Indian. This here is the first of many pieces that Clint has to commemorate the XR 1200. There's another one. Oh, that's an XLCR Cafe Racer.
Yeah.
He's got a huge collection of primo XR 1200 stuff, including limited prints from Harley-Davidson, like less than 50 of them, like number 10 of 50 or whatever it is. Beautifully framed. Where you see what he's got that goes along with this 1200, including a matching helmet, all kinds of amazing stuff that's going to be on display at the museum.
Box for that.
Lunch boxes, Harley-Davidson lunch boxes, every kid's dream. And then, especially big kid, and Harley-Davidson, another lunch box. Wow. And the tractor trailer, Clint, did you make this? Did you do the design work on
A
this?
friend gave it to me. I had to strip it all back down, and then yes, I did
Wow,
that.
that's going in the museum for sure. And he's even got the box to put it in so we don't screw it up on the way home.
And the
Look at that.
instructions are for brakes.
Wow, very cool. And a brand new Harley scooter. If you have a collection of Harley parts or Indian, or we're big time in the Jap bikes too, anything along those lines, give us a call, 860-454-7024. We buy collections like this, and all the memorabilia gets displayed in the museum, so you can kind of ensure the future of your stuff. The bikes, depends on what kind of deal. Some of them are bought and sold. Some of them are kept in the museum. This 1200 staying in the museum as long as Clint is alive. It's staying there. And I think he said when you passed away, you wanted one of your friends to get this.
Yes, he's a younger guy, but he's got an old soul, and we trade back and forth, and it's just something he likes. And
What's his name?
Chad is.
Chad. So this young man named Chad, who's in the Harleys, at some point, I believe Clint's wish was down the road. We all got to go someday, and he's got a friend who might end up with this. So that was what his.
My kids have already picked out what they wanted, and it's going to go to a good home. He's an old soul, and he's a service manager down at FX Caprera Harley. So
Awesome. So he knows.
He knows.
He knows what that is.
He's got an old shovel himself he rides.
I like him already. Hopefully, I'll send you a ticket for him to come down to the Rockstock event.
He would appreciate it.
We're T minus, let's see, it's February. T minus 14 weeks till Rockstock. It's going to be the biggest party Rockville's ever seen. 21 bands and Doug Danger doing a jump. So it's going to be like Woodstock with motorcycles. Don't miss that event. This is a steel cast. Describe what this is, Clint. Doc, here, hold this. What's this thing weigh? It's got to weigh like 7 pounds. It's as big as Doc's head, and it's made out of cast iron.
Where's that?
Where'd you get that, Clint?
I really don't remember. It's been a while. I probably traded somebody something for it. You know,
It's awesome. What a cool piece. Definitely a vintage, heavy-duty American iron. Safety first. If your kid is one of the lucky kids to ride this little mini Indian or the mini Harley at Mini Bike Mania this summer, we got a little Harley-Davidson helmet, brand new. We'll break it open for him. And we got a matching Harley-Davidson lunchbox to go with these two over here. So it's just keeps getting better, folks. Underneath every pile is another really cool piece. Clint, how many years you been collecting this stuff?
Oh, 30, 40, I don't know.
Well, I've been collecting 30 years, and you got more than I have, and I own a museum. So you got your own museum here, and
Well,
Jesus.
That was a joke for quite a while.
How old are you, Clint?
62.
62. And you've been collecting for, well, I'm 53, so I'm a little bit younger than you, but yeah, you got a lot of this stuff here. This is the 09 Harley-Davidson V-Rod with, who's the young lady on here?
I don't know her name, but she did a couple different things for Harley-Davidson. Now, this is one of the ads, and you can see the creases in it.
Yep.
There's also more in here that show the other side of the ad.
This was done by Quadrant Molding at 11 by 17. This is molded to, I don't know how they do it, but they take just an actual poster and they mold it to a laminate piece here. So very cool. Got some visitors. Hey, what's happening, guys?
Hi.
Who are you?
I'm his granddaughter.
I've seen some pictures in here. I figured it was you. Come on in. We're just shooting a video here for. So do you ride too?
I do.
I thought I saw some pictures of you on a bike. What kind of bike do you have?
That Buell.
Oh, you ride a Buell?
Yeah.
Awesome. I like you're ready. My daughter rides too. How old are you?
17.
Yeah, my daughter's 14. She actually races dirt bikes. And I got a 21-year-old that actually she just turned 22. She rides too. So got to keep it in the family.
To help you load up.
Awesome. Thank you. The little brown 65 Sport comes with this paperwork right here that he actually framed. The original safeguard maintenance and important notes. So that's going to go with the bike in the museum. This is the lady we have to thank for all the framing. Say hello, Nancy.
Hi.
You did an awesome job.
Thanks.
How many years have you and Clint been framing and collecting the memorabilia here?
I can't even imagine.
Forever, right?
Forever.
And you bought some donuts.
And we brought some donuts.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We're not cops.
I had a gift card for Tim Hortons, so.
Okay.
Awesome.
You never brought them when I worked up in jail.
Next, we've got some Harley-Davidson Barbies, and she's actually got a bike. And is that a Ken?
Yep,
Ken and Barbie? They still call him Ken?
I guess so.
That's badass Ken with a beard. Funny. I didn't know they made Harley-Davidson Barbies. I guess you got to have something for the kids too, right?
No, she's never taken them out. Those were her collection.
Your wife's or your daughter's?
My wife.
Wow. I guess you knew what to buy her for Christmas, right?
Yeah. It's better than buying kitchen furniture.
Oh yeah. I think that's pretty much full. Let's see if I turn this one sideways. These are the Harley-Davidson Barbie toy bikes, but I guess Ken rode these, not Barbie. So I guess Barbie had a sidecar rig. Is that what you said?
That's what Rick said. I'm not getting into women and riding.
Okay.
Okay?
In this box, we've got a G.I. Joe Harley-Davidson, a Harley-Davidson Light, Harley-Davidson vintage oils, some handmade stuff, models, cups,
Flashlights.
LED flashlight, an actual Harley-Davidson candle that's in the bottom of this thing. And then Clint made this right here. This is a 1903 Harley-Davidson in a case. That's kind of a cool piece.
Well, look, you're making money.
Hey, you even got a bank with some money in it. That's the same girl on the V-Rod right there. And some really cool Harley framed vintage stuff, Armaki. And that's the 65, right?
Yep.
That's an actual picture of the 65 he's got out back. Very cool. Here's a laminated Bubba Blackwell. Signed, too. Wow.
There's boxes.
Wheelie in blue. We probably boxed up 5 boxes since I shut the camera off. There's a Buell sign, a bunch of Harley limited edition stuff and plaques and these wall mount commemorative. Is this one you made right here?
No, that was one of the same things as this Harley. When you spend a certain amount of money, they gave you this stuff.
Wow. This is awesome. This is really cool.
This is when they were kind of
Holy jackpot.
getting into
These are-
commemorating and appreciating the military.
Just stunning. So this is Clint's granddaughter, Kylie. Kylie was in a magazine when she was, how old are you?
6 months.
She was 6 months old when she sat on this Harley-Davidson, which is like a 1/8 scale model when she was just a baby. And now she's holding it.
Yep.
Awesome. Kylie just bought this edition of Outlaw Biker. What year was that, Kylie?
2001.
2001. And how old are you?
In this, I was like 16 months old.
And this is her on that little Harley at 16 months old. Grandpa Clint's Pride and Joy, Kylie. Picked by Lickum Liscum. Who's Lickum Liscum?
I have no
Manny
idea.
lives in next town down. He was a photographer for Outlaw Biker. Went at Am Jam. Look, there's the bottom one there.
Future Bikers of America.
That little Indian.
Is that your Indian?
No, that's not ours.
That's a red one. So we're looking for some kids for Mini Bike Mania that can come ride these bikes like Kylie did 15 years ago. So very cool story. These are Harley-Davidson ornaments.
I got a moose.
Brand new. She's got a Harley-Davidson Moose. 36 EL. I guess we'll hang these from the motorcycle museum. Christmas tree. Very cool.
Except me.
You paid your dues, would be my guess.
You know how much I got paid for my first job?
How much?
$1 an hour
$1 an hour.
to shovel the snow from the front of the bank.
No kidding.
Yeah, that was good money then.
That was back when kids wanted to work, right?
Well, I didn't want to get up that early, but I needed money.
I don't know if this will fit anyways.
I'm the oldest of 11, and parents weren't giving us money.
You had 11 brothers and sisters?
Yeah, we have a baseball team.
Wow. That's pretty remarkable.
2 girls.
Well, one mom had 11 kids.
Yeah.
That's remarkable. God bless her.
Good thing none of them took after me.
This. So, where'd you fit into the family tree?
I'm the oldest.
Oldest? Okay, wow. What's it like being the oldest of 11 brothers and sisters?
I don't know. Once I got out of high school, went to the Navy, I was out on my own.
So, how many brothers and sisters?
9 boys, 2 girls.
9 boys, 2 girls. Wow. Imagine how many grandkids they had. How many grandkids they had?
My grandmother had 78 grand and great-grandchildren.
Holy moly.
78.
Wow.
It's lonely in the winter time out here.
Yeah. Cold, too.
So Clint was just telling me, if you didn't catch that, you're the oldest of 11 children. And how many grandkids did your grandmother have?
My grandmother had 78 grandchildren and great-grandchildren.
That's remarkable.
Yeah.
And you said, how come there's so many kids?
Well, it gets lonely and cold up here in the wintertime.
Yeah, a little body warmth, and then next thing you know, in springtime, kids are coming. Looks like Clint's gonna contribute to the helmet collection also that we have at the museum. Look at that. Ooh, that's a nice one, HD.
Old school.
Black and orange. Black and silver.
That's a set, I believe.
Yeah, that is nice. Carbon fiber.
Fake.
That's a cool one.
I hate to disappoint you, but that number one is staying.
Okay. We have our taste is very similar. You've seen all the number one iron heads.
Oh, leather top.
This one's leather.
Wow,
Female.
beautiful. These are just dusty. These will clean up like brand new.
They are brand new.
You never used them. Wow, look at that, huh?
That one is.
Very cool. I think our stock.
That's a match.
Our stock. What size are these?
I wore them, so they got to be at least a large.
Awesome, awesome.
I got a big head.
I'll wear these in some of our videos. Do a shout out to you when I wear them.
All right, put that back in there.
I told you guys that Clint had a really cool helmet to match. The XR 1200. He had this custom
It's right here.
made. That's the 1200 right there. So that helmet, when we do the video of it, we'll be wearing that helmet. Well, I have a really cool jacket to go with that too. It's going to be badass. Can't wait to do it. This helmet could not be boxed up without doing a shout out to all the vets out there. This is just awesome. What's the history of this one, Clint?
Actually, when I was training the motorcycle course in Fort Drum, I traded that for a suicide ship.
That is so badass. Wow. So I guess Clint's seen a couple of our videos. He's hooking me up with a Captain America. We'll have Christy make me a matching jersey. She's hooked me up with a brand new pair of pants. That's badass. Look at this guy here. That's what you look like if you try to steal a motorcycle from Captain America when I'm done with you. So if you're a friend of Clint's, just give him a call. He's going to have a huge inventory of museum tickets. Turn around, see the other side. Look at that, huh? Wow. That's badass. So Clint had a little tough time parting for this, but he said he wanted to go to the museum. So it's a Harley-Davidson weather forecasting flag. A dry flag means it's not raining, go ride. A wet flag means it's raining, get rain gear, go ride. On down the list here. Basically, it says go ride no matter what. I can relate to that. My record was 320 days straight, and I rode through every form of rain and snow and heat and mud and hail you could possibly imagine, even lightning storms. But and then I snapped my foot in half on a dirt bike, and that ended that streak. But I was shooting for 365 days, and that's the kind of attitude you got to have. Ride no matter what. Ride every day. Ride 365. So Clint's got a set of colors he's donating to the museum from the Road Profits MC in New York, 1%er Club. You said that you used that for a Halloween costume?
No, I bought a casket when I was in the Halloween.
Yeah.
And that was on the skeleton in the casket.
So that was on the skeleton in the casket. Looks like it has some bullet holes in it. I wonder if there's a story behind that. If the guy got killed wearing it. Look at the bullet hole right through the heart.
They've been defunct since the 80s. So.
Who knows what the history of that is, but
Oh yeah, those are going with you too. Budweiser girl.
the Budweiser girl's coming. Guys, I think you'd be pleased to know. And these are all the Armaki parts. Huge pile of Armaki parts we're going to load up. Tons of them. Exhausts, all kinds of stuff.